my opinion on the coilovers after I think around a year of having them on the car. Alright guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you how I lowered my CSX on the Maxpeedingrod Coilovers. So I'm going to show you guys how I took off the old suspension and then I just swapped it out on the car. And then I actually did more adjustments so I can get these tandems on. You'll see it later in the video. Then I actually took the car out for a little test drive. But first, let's get started with this live action. You'll see me lowering the car. Alright, so I got the coilovers taken out of all the bags. This is what they all look like. So these are the springs. This is the actual where the spring's gonna sit. And these are the rear shocks. So the rear shocks dampening settings on it. So you have to reuse your bushings. It doesn't come with bushings. So here we have our suspension. Well, this is the scale suspension. As you can see, the reservoir is just tucked away over there. It's just zip tied. Now, we have the old shock off, and I actually took off everything that's at the top here. Now, before we install the springs, we're gonna actually clean. Okay, let's toss the wheels on and see what it looks like. Alright, so I've already jacked up the car, as you can see. Take these wheels off. Alright, so here's my old coilovers. So we got the scale two-way coilovers. These can go really low. See how torn up my fender liner is? Alright, so I got a 14 extension on this gun. So I've already taken the cowl off of this car. Right inside of there you can see the 3 screws. So I'm going to put the light on the motor. It's an aluminum valve cover. It's not going to stick. What was I expecting? Alright, so we loosened up everything at the top here. So we're going to go to the bottom. I also zip tied this because this little clip broke. It's right there. Also just gonna set the dampening. This is all the way hard. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. Coilovers are installed. Alright, so I went 5 turns on this. 5 turns. You can see when the clean threads are. And also, I put that to max. Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm going to be taking this to Canadian Tire to grab a battery because this car over here needs a battery. Alright guys, so here we are. We're driving the CSX. It's on the Maxpeedingrod Coilovers. I had them on RPF1s and now I have them on the Kansei Tandems. Construction isn't that bad. I put anti-seize on almost all the components so nothing would rust out. Alright, so we got the Canadian Tire, safe and sound. I'm gonna go inside, grab a battery, and then come back out. Simple. Alright guys, as you can see, completely made it back with the battery. I parked like... Alright, so my opinion on the coilovers after I think around a year of having them on the car. I didn't drive them a lot, but with the type of driving I was doing, it was on pretty hard roads. They drive pretty nice. They're really stiff, but you get used to them. They drive like you're on shocks and springs, honestly, on lowering springs and like really harsh shocks. It gives you a ton of adjustment in the front. I'll show you guys in the back. You can't really go lower than that. I actually have the bushings modified so it can go that low, but you can't go lower than that. So as you can see, the rear, you can already have it maxed out. I can't fit my finger in there. Like, you really can't. This is on a 215/45 on a 17x9 35. The fronts you can go a bit more low. I might just go a bit more low. I still can just barely fit my finger in there, but it's still pretty tight. Don't kid yourself, I do rub a lot on this setup. You just get used to it. Still actually run fender liner too, but you can see it's starting to fail right here. Again, I can't fit my finger in there all the way, but there's still a bit of room. You can still go a bit lower on the fronts, but I just still have the fender liner and I still drive this car. I have to go over some really gnarly speed bumps. But it drives pretty nice, can't complain. Really good coilovers for the price, and like I said, you can't go wrong. If you want to spend the money on really nice coilovers like Fortunatos, BC Racings, go ahead. You know, you can support those brands, support the engineering behind up, spending a lot less. They installed really nicely. They adjusted really nicely. I had no issues with them at all. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching.